Well, that night we had pears for supper that he brought home from somewhere the month before. In the bottom of that crate, there were still a few good ones, and the ones that weren't so great, we just cut the brown spots out and ate them anyway. Well, bad turned to worse when a Arctic chill came down from the north and the temperatures dropped to a dangerous low. We were afraid the water pipes were going to freeze and burst. Well, my sister stepped up with 50 cents she'd earned babysitting, and she said, "Mama, Danny and I can go down to the coal yard and we can get enough fuel to keep the house from freezing overnight." Now, it would have been really nice to have maybe some bread and milk, but it wasn't going to happen, not tonight. So we got our sled and a bushel basket, and off we went. Our teeth were chattering before we even reached the corner. We made the turn, and that icy wind was just biting our cheeks and stinging our ears. It didn't take me long to fall behind, because I looked up at a window and I saw a big Christmas tree. And there stood a man in just his shirt sleeves, holding the baby up to admire those beautiful decorations. Well, my sister noticed that I wasn't behind her anymore, and she stomped back through that snow to get me. You see, I was sort of a constant irritation to her. Yep. She said that I was born wearing rose-colored glasses, and I came out with a head full of nothing but silly daydreams. And there I was. I was about to reach full glow from this Norman Rockwell moment, and she came up behind me and cuffed me in the back of the head. "Wake up! Stop your stupid daydreaming and come on!" So I hurried up along behind her. When we got down to the coal yard, the gates were closed for the night. And under a street light stood a great big red steel box that looked to me like a giant soda machine. Well, my sister stepped up to it, she took off her mittens and she got out her quarters and she dropped them in the slot and she turned the knob, and down the chute, coal was supposed to slide into my waiting basket. But nothing happened. Desperately, she rattled that knob, she pounded on the front of that thing, and nothing. She tried it again. Nothing. Well, her little head went down, her shoulders came up, and she began to sob. I said, "Jan, what's the matter?" She said, "That stupid machine, it took our money, but it kept the coal. Now we've got nothing. I am so sick of living like this." Seeing her so hopeless made me feel sick and empty inside, and I rushed up and I hugged her as tight as I could. And there was nothing more between us but the tears running down her face. How long we stood there under that street light in the swirling wind of snow, I couldn't tell you. And then finally she pushed me away. And she said, "We might as well go home now. There's nothing else we can do." And angrily she kicked at the snow and uncovered 3 pieces of coal. So I moved the snow to the side of my foot and uncovered some more. "Jan, look by the gate, there's more." So we ran over and started gathering it up. And our spirits started burning brighter and brighter. We found a piece over here and a chunk over there, and soon our basket overflowed with more coal than we would have ever got for the 50 cents that was still stuck inside that stupid machine. But she wanted her money back. She stuck out her bottom lip, she marched up to that thing, she cursed it real good and kicked it real hard. And out spilled 6 shiny quarters. Now, I don't remember how long that fire kept us warm, and I don't recall what we did with all those quarters. But I remember that night as clearly as a snapshot in a picture book. You see, we didn't always get what we wanted, but from that moment on, we treasured the gifts we had, each other. Always live with hope, recognize your gifts, and be good to one another. Thank you. Now I'd like to bring back for you one more time, Mike Ball.